Steven Spice from Steven's Wrestling Journey will be next, and he will be followed by Niger Chambers from Big Gold Belt Media. Steven, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All yours.
Hi, Tony. Thank you so much for bringing me on. This means so much to me.
Hey, how are you?
I love AEW.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear it.
And so my question is, how do you and your crew develop the ideas of the matches that go on these pay-per-views and every Thursday night? And
Well,
Wednesday.
I work really hard, and I work with a lot of different people, and so I stay up really late on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights a lot, and that helps come up with ideas. And a lot of times you're thinking about it all night and or all day, and you never know when the great ideas come to you. And then a lot of other people have really good ideas too. So I talk to lots of different people, and lots of different people have really good ideas, and I have to take all the ideas and figure out which ones are the good ones and which ones are the bad ones. And I try to mostly pick the good ones. And I have a lot of ideas on matches, and I try to organize the show every week based on what would make sense for the fans and what would make sense for the flow of the show. And, I have to fit the commercial breaks in. And it's a very different job formatting Dynamite versus formatting Rampage. A lot more goes in some ways to doing Dynamite, where you have all these segments and there's so many people in a Dynamite and there's so much stuff that happens in a 2-hour show. In Rampage, it's more succinct because I like to get a lot of good wrestling in a 1-hour show, which is a challenge, but it's also a really fun challenge. So it's difficult in a totally different way. And then the pay-per-views, which you also asked about. Famously, I guess people know I doodle around a lot and sketch out ideas and kick around ideas, but I also change them. And I told people when somebody photographed me on the sidelines of a Jaguars game, and I wasn't even doodling in that moment, I was actually writing on the other side of the page about football, but I flipped the page over and then somebody took a picture of me on the sideline. And but as you can see, what I was doodling, I had a lot of second thoughts. I changed a lot of stuff, a lot of new ideas that made sense came into fruition, and frankly, a lot of circumstances changed. So that's how it is, and it's a great question. And sometimes you have all week to think about it, and there's other times, like in the pandemic, where somebody isn't able to come to work, or they have symptoms, or you're waiting for them to get a test back, or you don't want to take a chance, or there's travel. There were a ton of travel issues. And at the beginning of the pandemic, the bigger issue was, a lot of people weren't really comfortable traveling, which I totally understood. And it told everybody, I think as Tony Schiavone reiterated this week, told everybody at the beginning of the pandemic, everybody can stay home if they want. We're just going to run with volunteers to keep the show going, because the show is what the money I bring in, which I use to pay everybody. And so, with the volunteer crew, there was about 29% of the people. I booked the shows very quickly to make sure we had great shows to keep the show on the air. But there were also a lot of really great matches in that time, and memorable moments, like when Sheeta versus Britt, that great match they had where Britt got her nose broken, or so many great matches in the inaugural TNT title tournament, and that's where we held that. And even Orange Cassidy made his TV wrestling debut in that moment. I didn't have a lot of choices. I mean, and for all things considered at that point, I did a good number. So I really am very fortunate to have a lot of really smart people who come up with great ideas that I work with, and it's a fun job being able to come up with my own ideas and then sort through the ideas of a lot of really smart